I would say individual players playing their heart out, despite the fact that they are at a disadvantage and historically not performed well. So it is those little plays by those players that give you hope for the team. However, it a lot of the dominating teams do not give it a chance for the enemy team to sort of showcase their skill, and it is
Yeah,
just due to the
certainly.
fact that they just seem more prepared. It seems individual play is very high in the tournament, like skill wise. There's a lot of very skilled players, but teams that are cohesive and execute fast and better seem to do much better compared to teams
Certainly.
that don't show cohesion until.
I think that's exactly right. I think we see a lot of individual passion from players, especially when they start getting low on numbers. We've seen some absolutely spectacular, shows from some of the players, especially in like 2v3s, 1v3s, things like that, really trying their hearts out. And sometimes we get a spectacular clutch, and it's an incredible moment. So yeah, what I think I want to see a bit more of is a bit more team passion. You know what I mean? Like the team
Mm,
getting together, supporting one another, using utility in synergistic ways in order to overpower the enemy team, even in, say, a numbers disadvantage. Because it is possible, it can be done.
absolutely, absolutely. But a lot of these players are very capable. They just need to sort of bandle together and have um, approaches to a lot of these defenses or attacks. We've seen High Five, for example, showing quite dominance in the sense that everybody has a role and everybody knows what they're doing. However, they are aware of each other's position and role in the approach, therefore are able to support each other in their own little tasks. It's not like you delegate 5 tasks and you just everybody kind of does their own thing. It's more cohesion.
You're exactly right. And as we're getting towards the end of this map ban phase, let's briefly take a look at what has been banned. We had the instant clubhouse ban from High Five, not going to that classic. And then unfortunately, we have the Razz ban on Bank, so we're not going to be seeing that in this game one. We have Skyscraper banned as well, Chalet banned, another classic, Lair banned, Cafe Dostoevsky, another classic banned, and Consulate banned, leaving us with the picked maps of Nighthaven Labs and Border. Now, Nighthaven we've spoken about before as being one of the newer maps in the competitive scene, and as a result, maybe teams not knowing it quite as well. At this point, I would expect teams to have started to learn this map a little bit more, and especially learning those rotates. Nighthaven Labs is a map that allows for constant rotations by both the attackers and the defenders, allowing them to pull off very interesting flanks. You allow roamers to have a lot more power on a map like Nighthaven Labs. But we also have, for our map one, we have the classic Border. Do not attempt to board the helicopter. It is a fantastic map, one that is tried and true in the competitive scene and has a lot of already understood strategies about it. So we've got sort of two sides of the coin here. We've got an old but gold map in Border, and we have a new and potentially lucrative Nighthaven Labs.
Absolutely. Nighthaven has a lot of exciting opportunity for both teams to experiment because we know border strats are quite they can be quite rigid and as fun as they are to execute, especially approaches around shields and planting and such. We have seen those quite a lot. So looking at Nighthaven and watching the different teams sort of have different approaches to it is quite refreshing for all of these matches.
Certainly, it is. It is going to be an interesting setup with High Five versus Razz R6, and heading over to Labs as our first map.
Hello.
All right, hello.
All right.
So, how are you? How are you and the team feeling going into this map one?
Yeah, we're feeling all right, feeling confident. We've had a bit of practice today in the last couple of weeks, so we're feeling ready to go. Obviously we played High Five before; they get caused us some issues, but yeah, we're looking forward to the game. Yeah.
Nice. Do you think that you've been able to figure out a couple of High Five sort of weak points, maybe that you're going to be able to exploit today?
Yeah, there are a couple that we've had a chat about with the team. I won't go too in depth in it, just in case there's
No,
someone
of
over
course,
there
of course.
watching. But yeah, we've got a couple of ideas, and I think we're ready to take them. Obviously we played them on Nighthaven before, so we definitely know what we're doing a little bit differently now.
Yeah, so really quick, Nighthaven Labs is quite an interesting pick because, as we were just saying, it's relatively new to the competitive scene. So, what made you decide to pick Nighthaven as your team's map?
I mean, we wanted a map that was going to surprise a few people. There's a few teams that don't necessarily pick labs. They have
Yeah,
bands set up just in case Nighthaven is up on the board. I think it's an overlooked map. It's a very good site. A very good map with some very interesting sites and some very interesting playstyles. And
definitely.
and us as a team, we're very prepared to take players to and different teams to Nighthaven. It's got a lot of a lot of changing scenery, a lot of things that can change, things that can go wrong, things that can go right.
Definitely.
It's definitely a test for the some of the better teams.
Certainly. And real quick, before you have to go into the game, because I know we're starting very soon, how do you feel about Border being picked from High Five?
Yeah, we're fine with Border. I mean, if we weren't, we would have banned it. But yeah, we're quite happy with Border. It's not one necessarily that we've used that much in our training sessions, but there are definitely some strats that we can bring forward from previous teams and from each other. Just knowing how we play, we can definitely do something with that. So we're
Yeah,
not really
certainly.
worried about
Being an older map, you'd expect to be a little bit more familiar and a little bit more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us a little bit of an insight into how you're feeling about these maps, and obviously, good luck to you. I hope you and the boys perform well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for stopping with us.
Cheers. Bye bye.
All right, a cool, calm, and confident Razz R6 there. Being confident in picking one of the newer maps, trying to surprise some of the other teams is an interesting strategy, and I have to commend the confidence because I think we've seen High Five on Nighthaven Labs before, and I believe we've seen them perform quite well on Nighthaven specifically. But perhaps Razz has been able to put in the homework and is able to outwit High Five on a map that they've previously shown to be quite dominant on. It'll be interesting to see how they end up dealing with that. And as expected, they're feeling confident and comfortable with the Border pick from High Five. Razz R6 not rattled by Border. As they said, would have banned it if they were feeling nervous about it. So it'll be interesting with both teams seeming quite confident on both maps. It could be anyone's game. As I said at the beginning of the stream, it's really down between Razz R6 and the Bally Boys for who is going to be taking second place. High Five is feeling relatively comfortable in their first place spot with the lead that they have at the moment for the overall table. So really, Razz R6 has to win this. If Bally Boys ends up beating Obsidian in game 2, and Razz R6 even only comes out with a draw, they're not going to be ahead enough in the points on the table to take that second place and get that prize, that 1,000 plus R6 credit per team member prize that everybody is fighting for. So it's a lot to play for. It's a lot to play for, and Razz is going to want to get a win here. And Razz as well is, I believe, ahead in secondary points. But we are about to start map one, game one of the final of the Sunday Siege League tournament. Here we go. Into the bands. We have Razz banning first. Did we see the Monty? We see a Blackbeard ban. Now, I have been seeing some talks in the competitive scene of Blackbeard being quite an oppressive character. And it's interesting that it's only been banned. I believe this is the only ban we've seen this tournament, unless there was a ban of Blackbeard last week that I wasn't aware of. But yeah, an interesting initial ban. We see Dokkaebi as the second ban from High Five. Don't be calling me.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, don't be calling me on my cell phone. Dokkaebi won't be hacking any phones today.
Hopefully not. She does have the jailbreak in iPad at all times. I was going to say, it still leaves shielding to be a very prominent option here in this game. We haven't seen a shield ban unless we see a clash ban here.
Certainly, as we've known, High Five have been very dominant in utilizing those shields, and with them on attack first, this could be a disaster for Razz if High Five are able to utilize those shields properly.
Absolutely, especially since they do usually tend to keep it as a trump card and pull it out at random times, seemingly, confusing the enemies. And they do have quite strong strategies on the shields. We've seen their approaches. We've seen their famous blitz plays with Jake or Jack being sort of the distraction / information shielder, and we'll see if they pull it out in round 1.
Yeah, certainly. Shield plays seem to be their bread and butter when it comes to their attacks. And exactly as you predict, we see Blitz. Jack picking that Blitz. Obviously, the attackers aren't locked in until drone phase is over, but I'll be surprised if they switch off that Blitz. They could be opting for a surprise, fast, rapid strike attack round 1. Because I feel like this game, a lot of times we've seen these games be very momentum-based. And so I feel like whichever team is able to get round 1, they are going to be getting a very good start to this map.
And we see Team Razz's preparation here. They do expect the Jack shield. They have pretty much built around that with the 2 trapping options as well as the anti flash goggles here. We'll see if they can execute here where they approach the shield, because we have seen Jack famously sort of stray on his own, and it's trying to become like a pain point from a different side of the attack. And we'll see if the Razz boys can take him down this time.
Certainly, it did not look like we had many swaps off operators. We have the Blitz coming in as expected. Very, very quick start. And how is Razz going to be able to react to this? They've got to be hearing this Blitz coming in. Blitz is already in A side.
Beautiful.
It's a Legion Mine. C4 comes out.
Beautiful double by the Ash. Triple pick by the Ash.
Whoa!
Being the top fragger here, getting the down. Jack getting the kills, leaving it to 5v1. And this is already over. High Five running it down.
What an incredible start from High Five. Not prepared at all for the onslaught that High Five was able to produce in that round. Oh my goodness. What a start. You blink and you missed it. The Ash triple kill at the beginning as well, off the back of the Blitz entry, was incredibly well done. I'd be surprised if they went for another rush like that. You'd expect Razz to try and adapt to a rushing strategy. And I do believe we see that we have that change of pace from the High Five team, picking more of a Thatcher, so the anti hard breach operators alongside the hard breach operators, in order to get through those reinforced walls at a bit more of a reasonable pace. Now, hopefully, Razz do not get shaken up too much by that round 1 performance and are able to hold it down.
Again, Team High Five utilizing the shield strategies quite beautifully here, using it as a sort of a trump card to just throw around whenever they want, and here forcing Team Razz to adapt to more shielding when they have opted for a different strategy here. So this is just a wonderful strategy on attack where you sort of use a very strong approach and never repeat it, except at seemingly random times, trying to trip up the defending players into picking operators around the strategies. But Team High Five are famous as well for changing up their strats quite a bit and having different players playing different roles, sort of making it harder for the defenders to predict what is coming for them.
Definitely, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. We're seeing that change of pace. We have the round 1 rush, which is quite a classic strategy for a lot of teams. Try and get a fast and heavy round 1, and then sit back. You've got your lead, and you can work on a more refined strategy and attacking style for the next few rounds.
Now we see an unusual pick in Iana. Speaking of, first pick by Inke.
Yeah, Iana gets the kill on Oryx.
Yeah, we don't usually see Iana for information, but Iana is placed quite beautifully here in a position where she gets a beautiful pick and is able to keep droning for the team. That is wonderful. A pick back onto the Inke.
Looks like that's from the Warden there.
Trading back, and another kill by Warden.
Take from
taking down
Warden.
Vince.
Very good. Now this is a very good start for Razz. What I want Razz to do is to stay calm, stay collected, hold their angles, and get the information on the attackers. We see Ash going down again from Legion.
This leaves the game to a 2v4 state. Warden crouched down with a shotgun initially, but now changed position. Angles are being held. A kill again.
Now that was almost a throw from the Warden, just rushing across the doorway without a care in the world, without a thought that the enemy might be there. Luckily for him, only gets downed, and Razz are able to convert the round. Now, I believe this is the closest match we've seen with High5. High5 are dominant in taking the first 2 rounds of a game back-to-back, and we see Razz quite calmly taking a round back.
Could this be the beginning of a revolution for Team Razz? The boys are fighting for not only the second prize position, but also for glory. Taking down the infamous Team High5 might begin now with a round.
It would be a spectacular fight to have, and we commend Razz in their attempts in doing so. We now move on to the basement site. It looks like the Razz have a familiar setup they're doing here. They've got some classic rotates in through some of these basement spots, but we have a Valkyrie with her cameras giving potentially additional info for the defending team. Hopefully that will allow them to get a little edge on the attackers, especially if the attackers aren't aware of where exactly these cameras are going to be placed.
And Team High5 saying, guess what? If it worked once, it will work twice with double the shields. With a glass as well. This is going to be an interesting round already, I can tell. Team Razz not expecting this, I don't think, with barely any trap players, unless you count...
possibly not. Now, I just want to point out what our camera saw there, in case anybody missed it. That was a pre-placed C4 underneath the Maestro turret. So if an attacker attempts to destroy the turret and break the front plate by going up and meleeing it, there is a pre-placed C4 ready to take it down. But through the Maverick hole, we see 1 kill from Glaz here. Wow, what a start. Glaz, a brutal pick for seeing through the gas.
Getting another shoe.
Gets the down, but not the kill.
Yes, he can.
Tight angle.
That is quite quick as well. Pairing that with a shield is quite brutal. Team High5 already inside.
Yeah, the pre-placed C4 is taken out. Maverick being a dastardly little fellow there, producing those death holes that the Glaz was able to spy through using his iTech.
NK SMG through the whole team 5v1. This is looking quite hopeless for Team Razz. That down could be something. Shields are coming in.
And that's not quite enough to take out the Monty. A lot of hits, but no down, no dice, and it will be a decisive High5 round.
Speaking of decisiveness, that showcases High5's quick and aggressive play in some of these rounds. They just opted for 2 strats at once, sending the shields in as a point of distraction and just straight up glancing through the smoke. These are strats we've seen before by Team High5, and it seems Razz did not really pick the correct bans in this case. I would have expected shield bans at least, and it seems High5 has a lot of comfortable picks under their belt, and they probably will be utilizing them throughout the match.
Certainly. It is going to be on Razz to adapt to these shield plays. We've seen it time and time again. When High5 is allowed to select these shield operators, they can be a dominant force with them. Even to the extent where other teams, even when High5 isn't playing, will opt to ban shield operators out of an innate fear of them instilled by High5. It is quite incredible. Although we do see a switch off the Monty to the Ash, which I think is probably indicative of another rush. I think that High5 has seen that maybe their slower plays aren't enough against Razz. If they go slow, Razz's calm play style is able to take advantage of that. Whereas I think High5 is able to do much more damage with a rapid playstyle, and I think that's something they're going to be leaning into in this round.
Indeed. We see a reminiscence of a Planet strategy here with Buck and Ram being placed here as being played here as the top-down aggressors. However, the ace has been swapped from Blitz, so High5 is opting for a standard round here where they breach the wall. We see Oryx running around here trying to get picks, however being caught due to
That is unfortunate, being caught out on the rotates there.
Yeah, being spotted there, having to dash to a wall to try to avoid it. However, Team High Five closing in on him, getting rid of one member of Team Razz, and probably raiding Hellfire now soon.
Yeah, the 4v5 is not a situation you want to be in, but Ram was taking a little bit of damage there, fighting through the floor.
Inke quite aggressive here. Yeah, quite
pushing up very rapidly.
Again, Team
taking
High
out
Five,
the basic camera and the castle barricade, going down.
they are quite aggressive, despite having sort of a strategic approach to all these rounds, and it's such a deadly combination for all these teams. We'll see if Team Razz can survive this round with another pick. Team High Five, that's
with
not
that
looking
LMG
like
taken out.
No,
taking out the smoke, which is a key member of the team in order to slow down an attack. But the Ram is taken out.
Yeah, gets his toes touched. It is now a 4v2. Again, Inke just brutal with that SSL
With the
LMG.
triple.
Getting finally traded away. 3v2. This is still not over for Team Razz. However, Team High Five do have the high ground. And they could be fiving each other or something. I couldn't think of a pun there, but
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. And with the reinforced wall open, it's only gonna be a matter of time before they push in. But we get some trades coming out in the 1v1 now.
Legion getting a triple kill this round. This is his chance to get a quad and hopefully bring it back to Team Razz. It is not over. It is just a 1v1 at this point.
Yeah, this is a critical round for Razz if they are able to get this kill. Buck with that ACOG though, is he gonna spot him? He does with a fire, but not quite enough to take out Legion. High Five's gonna have to be pushing in here to put the diffuser down.
Beautiful.
Gets on the desk. Gets off, fakes it. Pros never fake.
Legion.
You get the quick peeks in. Legion. Ooh. A tough 1v1 fight. Oh.
It is just
Legion gets the kill. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. What a round we've got to witness here. Oh my goodness. The quad for Legion. Wow, Razz turned up. The passion, the drive.
Amar playing like a cold-blooded assassin there, keeping his aim steady, getting the beautiful triple kill into the final 1v1 with a health disadvantage as well. Wonderfully done by Team Razz there. Good job to Legion.
What an incredible round. I thought it was over for Razz until the Legion said, no, I will not stand for this, and pulls out an incredible clutch. The merry-go-round of shooting around that singular central reinforced area. Absolutely spectacular round. I wonder if they're going to be playing the rest of this map, just trading rounds back and forth. And if so, this is going to be a brutal game one, and having to move straight into game two afterwards, it's going to be a tough evening for both teams.
We are definitely hoping for that. I would love to see a close match again. It seems Team High Five always runs away with it, and this time there might be met with some resistance. Team Razz, at least having some competent players on the team who are absolutely able to execute rounds. We'll see if the overall team strategy here is enough to slow Team High Five down.
Yep, stay tuned, folks. We are going to be re-hosting very, very shortly. We'll get back into this this incredible action. You do not want to be going anywhere. We have 4 fantastic games lined up for you. Just to remind everybody, we have Obsidian versus the Big Mouth Bally Boys after this match coming up. You're not going to be missing that at all. That's going to be another tight game with Bally Boys really fighting for that second place. We're really going to know the stakes once this match between High Five and Razz is over. If Razz do anything other than win this match, it is going to be on Bally Boys to win their match in terms of being able to beat out Razz for the second place overall and getting that R6 cash prize.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to restart the match or rehost the match. Our technical team is working on it, and they will be ready to. We will be ready to resume soon. I am wondering, Marlo, what do you think? Do you think Team High Five have Are they shocked to see this much resistance in Team Razz, or are they sort of as chill as they can be? Because they usually seem quite chill in interviews. I'm not sure if we have access to their comms, but the sort of confident and nonchalant approach to everything they do probably contributes a lot to how they play. But I am interested to see how they are in under more stress and more tricky situations, like we saw last round. That seemed like a bit of a shocker for Team High Five.
It definitely did. With High Five being such a dominant team in this tournament so far, having 2 rounds taken from them in the first 4 is got to be quite a shock. It's got to be a bit of a wake-up call. Obviously, we heard from one of the High Five members earlier before the match started. They were seeming very calm, very confident. They were even discussing memeing around a little bit. And it looks like if that's what they're doing, this is what they get. 2-2 after round 4. It's got to be, an inkling on their mind that this might not quite go the way they planned if they continue playing like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And Team Raz have been on the losing end of many games, and you know what they say: diamonds are made under pressure. This could be their moment right here. And Team High Five, now experiencing a lot of downfalls, could also be detrimental here if they are met with more resistance.
Certainly, High Five's been quite dominant on labs specifically as well. It's not just their performance overall in the tournament. They've done well on labs, and to have Razz R6 put up as much of a defensive force as they have, it's got to be surprising. And interestingly, if we take a little bit of analysis from those rounds that we've seen, the 2 rounds that High Five have taken have both been very, very quick executing rounds. They've been very rapid. They've been getting the job done quickly. And the 2 rounds where Razz has been able to take it from them is when High Five have been either out of choice or have been forced to slow down their push a little bit. Although obviously in that final round, it did look very, very High Five sided. They ended up having to slow down in terms of some of the doorways they were trying to entry. Getting through the reinforced wall slowed them down a little bit as well. The rounds that they've won, they've really just blasted straight through the soft walls and gotten to site quickly. So I wonder if either team is going to be able to pick up on that and is able to use that to their advantage. Maybe High Five leans even more heavily into their rapid and hard striking playstyle, working off the basis that their team has a lot of fraggers, self-proclaimed Jack classically on the blitz there as well, as being one of the fraggers if they're going to be going for as many kills as possible, as quickly as possible. It might behold High Five to use some shields a little bit more, because obviously they've had some very, very good performances with the shield operators, and even in this match, I think some of the rounds that they won has been, in part at least, as a result of utilizing some of those shield operators. I'm surprised to not have seen them more even in these first 4 rounds. Razz not seeming to quite be able to deal with these shields, especially Blitz and Monty, in fact. So I think if High Five are able to lean into the faster-paced, shield-based strategies on attack at least, then they could secure this attacking round with maybe even 3, or maybe even taking all of the final rounds that we have for this half. Whereas if Razz looks like we're loading in. But yeah, so if Razz is able to slow them down, bring High Five into their pacing, then I think that Razz are going to have a better time doing it if they're able to slow High Five down.
Playing High Five's rapidness is certainly something to look out for. I assume slowing them down is an option, or maybe like last round, trying to pick up on the quick mishaps that happen due to the aggressive play. Aggressive play in Siege, it can be quite advantageous because you are choosing to make the play and choosing to have control of your destiny. However, if you are being put in difficult situations due to utility or due to angles or due to the way the enemy team is setting up the defense, it is sort of you are at the end of the day risking it as well, on top of having control of your own destiny. So we'll see what Razz does. So far they are opting for an anti-blitz sort of strategy with an adequate number of traps as well as anti-flashes, and we see that Team High Five is sort of juggling around a composition. We'll see what they settle in for. They usually take their time. This time they are settling in for the Grim as well as the Ace for for typical sort of I5 pick people off fashion.
Yeah, interesting. We have the synergistic anti-hard breach with the Thatcher alongside the Ace to get through those reinforced walls. Now, what I want to see a little bit less of on Razz is, or more of possibly, is some more decisive roaming. What we've seen from Razz is that they've been picked off when they're roaming around, but they don't really have an exact task to do. They're not roaming for a particular cause. They're roaming for the sake of roaming. Whereas I think they'll get a much more out of roaming if they're able to decide what they want to do, what they want to see before they start moving around. Now that is an unfortunate breach there from the Ace. You can crouch through there, but you can't quite run through, unfortunately.
I agree, Vela. However, it is probably not the best round to go too loose on your roaming. There's a Deimos on the attacking team now who is
certainly, although obviously the defenders aren't going to be aware of that just yet until Deimos activates his ability. Ooh, and there's one taken out. No ability used.
Beautiful
just
shot there by
pistol.
Oh, another close pick. Oh, it does go through. Inke getting the second pick of the match. Team Razz just dropping like flies.
On a down on the Valkyrie.
Well. That is brutal there. Deimos catching the Legion there and catching
Trying to rotate around but can't get away.
Ben's catching him. This is looking quite hopeless, I would say, for Team Razz. They're just getting picked off. There's a trade there. However, I don't think that's enough to stop the whole round from ending on against you. Yeah, it seems that Team High5 just confident with their shots, placing themselves in risky positions, however getting the kills they need to just proceed on. And Team Razz seemingly not being able to do anything about it.
Yeah, definitely a very, very tough round. High5 utilizing that high-paced strategy that works so well for them. That second kill through the soft wall, both teams pre-fired, and unfortunately for Razz, High5 were just able to hit the mark a little bit better, get those initial starting kills, and as a result, convert the round. Once you're down to a 3v5, it is so tough to come back. Although, obviously from round 4, we know that Razz is capable of coming back from a heavy number disadvantage.
They certainly don't seem too phased by it thus far. However, we'll see if their adaptation here bodes well for them. We see Melusi being picked here for the first time this game. We'll see if that is a adequate operator. Slow down the.
Certainly, Melusi's 3 traps are very, very good at slowing attackers down once they get within the area of effect. Was very impressive on launch. Obviously, got nerfed a little bit since then, but is still able to prevent the attackers, or at least make sure that the attackers have to deal with her utility before they continue to go in. And that's something that we don't see High5 necessarily doing a lot of in their high-paced strategy. It's much more of a, get in, get started, get the job done attitude. And let's see how they start off. We get a spawn peek. Maybe a spawn peek shut down. That is brutal for Razz. Losing the castle. That is one gun down. And an unfortunate start to this round 6.
Spawn peek shut down, and a shit talk as well in the chat. We see the Team High5 still on their A game. They're just quite sharp, and they don't miss stuff like that. They are aware of every single possibility of aggression from the defending team, having themselves being themselves quite aggressive. They're sort of always on the lookout for whatever comes their way. We'll see the first peek here for the team.
Definitely. I'm a little bit confused about that impact grenade. Opening up your own castle barricade, not seemingly for any reason other than to get it open. We see Valkyrie taken down as well from the
Grim gets a pick here, yeah.
Grim, yes.
And another kill by Deimos with that pistol. Vince getting a double kill this time. Team Razz sort of losing the plot here. Legion again on his. I don't know if there's going to be another clutch here as he runs away, trying to escape imminent
not
death.
quite able to get far enough away. Not able to clutch up that round. It is going to be round 6, going to High5, meaning that at the end of that half, we have 4 rounds on High5 and 2 rounds to Razz R6. Now, that is not exactly the end of the that half that Razz was looking for. They look so even in the first 4 rounds, but High Five able to pull it back in rounds 5 and 6. Moving on to High Five on defense, Razz on attack. This is going to be where a decisive round will be won. If Razz is able to win their first attacking round, I think it'll do wonders for their morale and their ability to win the next few rounds. But if High Five are able to lock this place down, lock down the Nighthaven Labs, I think they may be in it to take down this map.
Anything can happen, Marlo. We gotta keep cheering for the underdogs here, not because we favor any teams, but because we want to see some high-octane action here on the last final day of Save's Sunday League.
Definitely, and we've seen plenty so far, and I'm sure there is more to come.
Absolutely.
I wonder if High Five are going to get a little bit rambunctious and go for their own spawn peaks after shutting down Razz as quickly as they did.
We do see a rambunctious operator here in the form of Tubarão. We haven't seen a lot of Tubarão in the tournament, so curious to see.
No,
how
I
he
believe
plays
the last time we saw him was on a basement defense of oh my goodness.
Trick's getting a first pick against Team Razz.
Yeah,
Again,
early kill.
High Five just being quite cheeky with the fact that they are just so confident and so sharp. However, Krevix
Tubarão taken out.
Yeah, taking out the first player from Team High Five. See if this helps them approach. Ooh, stopping the.
Not wanting to use the small breach charge. We are opting for the big thermite charge here. Doc able to heal up the teammates that have taken some damage.
Healing up Azami, and he's being kept there and relegated to that job. Amar getting the second pick from Team Razz. Traded back for DK. Yeah, 3v3 now. This is, I don't know if this favors Team High Five, however, they are sort of grouped up and willing to play together.
I think this is looking a little bit better for Razz. Maybe not after that pick from the Azami.
From the Doc, I believe, getting traded out, but Azami
running out.
Azami running out
looking for the Ash.
Perfect information here on the Azami. However, do they expect a double run out? He is just hanging out there, dude.
Ash is out on the other side of the map. Jack dropping the Zeds in the chat, shit-talking his way through as they wait for the Ash to take it on. And if any operator can clutch up this 2v1, it's going to be an Ash.
Team High Five, they're not taking their risk, so we will see if...
Rotated all the way around to this main breach wall, which is an interesting strategy.
Do they know? I don't think they know. They're not looking thus far. Ash could get a first pick here. This could be crucial.
Oh, not quite holding the door, not the Azami wall. That is unfortunate for Razz.
That is right, that the power of Azami creating new angles for defenders to sort of play around, making it quite difficult to pre-aim in that situation, because you have to either pre-aim the Azami or the door. In both instances of the he is sort of taking a 50-50. So
definitely, and with the ACOG on the Ash, you really are hard committed to one angle. This is where the whole discussion of whether or not you want to be bringing an ACOG or a 1x holo to these fights, because if you have the holo, maybe you have enough field of view to be able to flick to that lesion, but at this level, you know, the split second that you need to react might not be enough to save you in these kinds of situations.
High Five coming in, making it quite difficult for Team Razz to do anything. And this round, especially with a clash on their side, I believe this will be quite crucial for the basement push. Unless Team Razz manages to get a wall opening quite sufficient enough with top-down pressure, I think this clash will just be sort of living the time of our life here.
Definitely. We know the Clash is able to lock down these kinds of basement sites very, very well. And it's going to take a lot of map pressure to take her down. We do see an interesting pick from Razz on the attack with the Blitz. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. We do see Oryx opening up some of the hatches. Maybe they're going to be going for some cheeky rotates. Obviously, Oryx being one of the few operators, or one of the only defending operators able to jump up through a hatch. With obviously Aruni being the only attacking operator able to climb up through a hatch.
I believe Aroni is on the defense side, Marlo. We see a Jackal at play here. We haven't seen a lot of Jackal either, but this could be an attempt for Team Razz to just go for crazy picks instead of opting for strategy. Jack just sharp with his gun, not letting anyone pass through without him instantly eliminating them. Clash chilling out here as Jack runs around picking off Team Razz.
Taken out, and you are quite right, Yusuf. I was referring to Amaru, who has the grappling hook, able to come in on attack.
All good. I've made worse mistakes, Marlo. Don't worry about it. Team Razz trying something here. It's definitely not working. Just throwing everything to the wall, just getting picked off. Almost a trade there. That could have been a trade.
Yeah, it does certainly feel like Razz has lost some of the edge they had in those first couple of rounds, and High Five is really leaning in to their meme status and their high octane gameplay.
If there's any time to take a chill and meme around, it is now. With match point on your side, being favored throughout the fucking tournament, and yeah, this is it. Team Razz, it is now or never. If I would be a coach on Team Razz side, this is where we hang out in the locker, and I give a speech, and we go do a hip hip hooray, and we do it. We have a movie moment.
You win 5 rounds back to back to win out this match.
And many, many YouTube documentaries are made about it, and it's a moment in history. Team Razz, this is what you are playing for, a moment of glory, a winning moment here.
Definitely. A comeback like this is unheard of in this tournament, and
unconceivable.
Be a first.
But if it would happen anywhere, it would only happen here.
Only happen here in the Saves Siege Sunday League on the final day of the event.
Barao getting a bit of a jiggle before he begins the round, shaking it up, keeping it warm.
Yep, very, very warm. We see High Five very relaxed here. I think that talks to their mental. They're in a very good place, ready to take on Razz R6. And it looks like we are going to be getting a spawn peek here from the Oryx. A cheeky single board break on this barricade. And we might even see one of the Razz teams coming up here. We're going to see the spawn peek fight. Oh, and finish!
This is where it begins. The first pick. Finka healing everyone back up. Getting them ready to just engage. Another one by Krevix, 3v5.
Blitz taking down some of the damage there, but being traded out eventually.
You wanted Blitz to be in there. This was your moment. A beautiful flick by Elmar. Going for another kill.
The 4v1. Could this be it? Could this be what High Five are dreading, and it be the Razz R6 comeback of the tournament?
Rex being marked here by Deimos. He is going nowhere without being tracked. Team Razz on the lookout, waiting for him to peek that door, and he is dead.
And that's it. Razz taking their first attacking round. What a start. Taking a leaf out of the High Five playbook, going for some aggressive early round action, and it paying off. They can hit their shots just as well as High Five can. They just need that confidence to run in there, big dick in it, and saying, here I am, take me.
Now, they need to do this 4 times in a row, and they need to do it well, because this could be it. This could be the moment. Team Razz stops High Five's cruel, ruthless winning streak, and bring them down to their level.
It has been a reign of an iron fist as High Five have dominated this tournament, but Razz certainly showing themselves to be capable of taking rounds from High Five. They just need to lock in and complete this set of matches. It could be a comeback we've all been waiting for.
We see the preparation here by High Five going for a bandit this time. None of the run and gun sort of operators. They are trying perhaps to have some resemblance of defense. And
although we do see the classic Doc ready to heal up potentially any spawn peek as they get tagged. Although obviously not able to pick teammates up if they get taken out. It looks like we are going to see a run out. Is this going to be to reinforce a hatch, or is this going to be to get some kills?
I believe this doctor is looking to commit immoral acts of injustice killing, but yeah. Doing it once, doing it twice. No cigar.
Now we see Lee Jack getting a little bit cheeky.
Oh, so taking a bit of damage, and
It looks like that's gonna be from up on this balcony.
Yep, Tommy being placed as well. Being
Ooh, almost
aware
taken out.
Yeah, aware of the potential danger there from that window, and almost getting a wall bang here. Looking for the other player there. Getting another tag on the Ying here.
Yeah, throwing out the impact, trying to get as much damage on these teammates as possible. Frag comes up, but we see the
Azami getting the first pick, getting the second pick with the... Never mind, NK getting the second pick with the Azami. Those,
we have a call for a Moss check.
Moss check, ladies and gentlemen, has been called 5v2. However, Team Razz, not looking too good for Team Razz. I would not be putting my money on them winning this round. Round number 10 of the first game of the match.
This is tough. This is match point. Razz have to win this round if they are going to be staying in this map. It is going to be very, very difficult. It looks like Razz are honestly waiting for High Five to make a mistake. High Five just need to play it calm, and they will take this round, take this map, and potentially be well on their way to taking this tournament.
Legion Mine triggering on a player as Legion is behind them. Just execute
Interesting,
them.
Desmos not utilizing their utility, although obviously locking you to using that secondary. If you do, it makes sense. But now you've been identified. They know where you are. It's only a matter of time before you get ran out on. And here they go. Here they come.
Here
High Five.
High Five, boys.
Running it out and taking him down.
Leaving in a very dominating fashion with a flawless round 10. Game 1.
And winning game 1, 7 rounds, sorry, to 3. A dominant win, but not quite as dominant as potentially High Five expected. That rehost might have really hurt R6's, Razz R6's ability to win that match. Very unfortunate. Potentially took them out of that mindset. They took 2 rounds out of the first 4, but High Five proved themselves to be very dominant, utilizing those high-paced shield operators in order to get into the site very, very quickly and break down the Razz R6's defenses. And also proving themselves to be a formidable defensive team as well, even if they do take a rather aggressive approach to it. Now, stay with us, folks. We'll be moving very shortly onto Border. Razz need to fight tooth and nail to win this one, because even a draw would put them in a much better spot for winning the second place prize. If they end up losing this match, it could be brutal for their potential to win those wonderful, wonderful R6 credits.
Money is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss the next game. It could be Team Razz's only chance of clawing out of or securing the second position of the tournament.
Certainly, and as expected, Razz immediately banning the Blitz. No need to wait for the decision there. That was overwhelmingly a Blitz ban. Very, very quick. And High Five continuing to opt to ban the Dokkaebi. Interesting choice.
Yeah, they seem not to... They also, last time banned the Visual, I believe they don't like to play against these operators. And they are consistently banning them every single match. Team Razz's ban on Blitz is expected, and honestly, I expected it on the first game, because Team High Five's shield players are quite obnoxious, to say the least.
Definitely, and we see the classic Dokkaebi Vigil ban from High Five. It seems like that's a pretty standard ban for them. They do not want to be called up on their phone, and they do not want Vigil to be roaming around. But yeah, as you say, surprising that Razz wasn't aware enough to realize that High Five were going to be taking advantage of those shield operators if they didn't take them off the table. And Azami, a very prevalent operator that we've had on the defensive team throughout the tournament, is taken off the table by Razz as well. Now we'll see how the teams are able to adapt to this. High Five obviously on the attacking team first, and Razz defending. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, they start.
We are.
Map 2.
Here
we go.
Here we go. We are ready for some Border, classic Border. One of my favorite maps. I always love seeing, you know, like very standardized, very typical defensive and offensive approaches being sort of reinvented and modified in a lot of throughout different metas of Rainbow Six Siege, especially with new operators on hand. Now there's a lot to do in this map, despite it being sort of you know, there for a very long time.
Definitely, and I'm realizing now, last match we didn't have a mirror ban, and yet we didn't see her once, my beloved. But we do see her here on Border. A very, very good map for Mirror. Many, many good setups for her. But it looks like we might get a little spawn peek starting off. A tight angle being held. We've got the attackers coming up. It doesn't quite look like Capital is going to be falling for this trap just yet. We have High Five on the offensive. Getting ready to potentially even jump in this window. We have a Ying. We have an Amaru. Ready to make it happen. And the Valkyrie gets taken out on A site.
I believe we are going to see an Amaru plant after the team High Five starts a distraction. Jake,
Amaru taken out, however. Ooh, burning toes of the Legion. We have Amaru down. Amaru did have the diffuser, which means diffuser is on site, locked down. The attackers are going to have to either frag out and destroy the defensive team, or at least take control of B site to get that diffuser back.
I like opting for a risky Amaru play, trying to catch Team Razz off guard. However, not working out. In fact, going sort of terribly here. We'll see if they can claw back with enough picks to secure the round.
Ooh, some trading coming out there, but trading from the attacking team. A little team kill there from the Ash.
Vince coming in with a kill. Yeah, taking out the Legion. Yeah. And Vince coming in with a kill is crucial here for Team High Five. However, a trade back, leaving it to 2v2. We'll see if this is enough for both teams to do anything.
Obviously, Maestro is still up, still able to utilize those turrets, but they have taken control of B site. Maestro getting some tags onto the Ying.
A lot of zapping there. Maestro opting to go up the stairs now to try to stop the plant. Ash on the lookout. Beautiful shot. Holding the angles wonderfully here.
Maestro prevented the diffuser from going down even in those final moments, but obviously the Ash being able to get the frags. It will go to High Five, round 1.
Team High Five doing a little bit of a funny with the Amaru play. I don't think they are taking the game entirely too seriously, but they are playing to win. But that was a bit of a... They
certainly are. They certainly are. Amaru is an interesting pick. Obviously, this strategy can work, but it is very, very high risk, very high reward. They obviously went the risky route and ended up losing the Amaru very, very early on in that round. But having the ability to frag out and retake B site was what enabled them to win that first round 1.
If they managed to have enough distraction for the Amaru to slip in and do what she wants to do, perhaps this could have a work. But Team Razz were just holding defensively, trying to stay aware of all potential dangers and just catching the Amaru in the act, red-handed with the diffuser on site. However, Team High Five, as you mentioned, clawing back, fragging out and getting the final say in round 1. Round 2 now commences with a castle pick from Team Razz in typical second floor side. We see a Ram being picked up here. I assume, not sure why Ram is being picked here, however, could be...
I think the Ram pick is probably a prediction from High Five that potentially Razz was going to try a site on the ground floor instead. Obviously, Razz opting to stay on the top floor. A pre-fire there. Wow, what a kill!
That is incredible there. Yeah, he just shoots through the barricade and gets the kill. It's that easy, ladies and gentlemen. A shield is imminent here. We see
Blackbeard being brought here, which is very, very interesting. Obviously, Blackbeard, having had his shield reworked relatively recently, is almost a shield operator on his own now. It is quite interesting.
Walking hit, just gunning it down, looking crazy here. He should be punished doing that. However, Team Razz still fearing what could come from Team High Five. Shotgun though to the head of Vince.
Warden taking out the Grim.
Slowing down the see,
nice angle being held here by Lesion. Although his teammates dying around him, it's going to be tough to have the strength to just hold it down here. Ace getting the diffuser down on A site.
Being covered.
Oh, sorry, on B site even.
Yeah, B site is being covered by the Blackbeard. This is looking quite interesting here. I feel like the flankers should be punishing this play. However, Jack, sorry, is on the lookout. He is picked off now. But
yeah, he gets
that
a little bit of gets traded into a down, leaving it as a 1v3 unless they're able to pick up Lesion. Lesion taken out, and Ash is able to take out the final of the defenders, bringing it another round into High Five's pocket.
Team High Five just breezing through, managing to get a very, very advantageous position, getting the plant off and holding much more favored angles there to secure the second round. It seems, again, Team Razz not having a cohesive or a strategic approach to any of these. They're just hoping to hit their shots, and it is not going that well for them. I feel like the operator picks could vary little to try to slow down the rounds. Have a Team High Five just magically able to just walk in uninterrupted, uncontested that much, and take positions that they should not be taken without any fight.
Definitely, it looks like the roaming side of Razz's defense is not able to be to work as well as they potentially would like. Potentially some more sneaky and almost underhanded strategies, you might say, should be employed to catch Razz off guard. Razz know that High Five is going to be a very offensive attacking force. And so what they really need to do is try and play into that, allow Razz to come in and maybe even play for a site retake. We've not really seen that in this tournament yet. Most teams, it's been decided once the site has been, once the diffuser has gone down, that's when the round has been decided. But we haven't really seen a team sit back, say, okay, we've lost a teammate on site, let's allow the attacking team in, allow them to take site, and then attempt a comprehensive retake, almost switching the roles between the attackers and defenders.
See that the targeted bans by the Team Razz have opened up the Blackbeard, which they also expected in round one, and now they are suffering with only a two ban limit is kind of eating them up a little bit here, where they cannot really stop these very much practiced strategies that come from Team High Five. Blackbeard just cruising in.
Definitely only a single ban per team, per side. That with the number of operators that there are, honestly, you can have most operators can fill in roles for different ones now. We've got so many different hard breaches. We've got so many different anti-hard breach. We've got so many different options for both the attacking team and the defending team. It really is a different game to what it used to be.
And he's taking a bit of damage, however not phased at all, continuing to peak his angles as he breaches the wall of the site.
Yeah, sub 50 health, he is a little bit low, but Blackbeard is the first one to be taken out this round. Traded out onto the dock.
Dock is a crucial pick here. However, Team High Five taking quite a bit of damage, losing a player and losing a lot of health on Ace as well. Vince coming in with a kill on his Grim, not being phased at all throughout this fight. 3v3 with a health advantage on Team Razz. We'll see if this... Ooh, I was going to say convert to 1, but 3v2 is not looking good. Trick's getting a beautiful kill on the lookout.
I think collectively, Razz still do have more health than High Five. That health advantage might come into play here. We see it coming down to a 1v1.
But they coming in. Ooh, traps finally being able to be utilized here. Ace is continuing to plant with very low HP. This is doable for Team Razz. We'll see if they can get the planter.
Certainly not deciding to finish the Grim, an interesting choice. He has got to get that diffuser and destroy it before it is too late. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. Is our Lesion going to be able to take out the Ace? Ace holding his angle, waiting. Jack coming in with a funny AFK comms. Razz not going to fall for it. Needs to find this diffuser. And needs to get it started before there is 7 seconds left on the board.
Ace using
It's gonna be
the
tough.
long
Is he
angle
gonna-
he's created. No, tried to sneak it through. Ace using that long angle is just too hard for the defenders to deal with, honestly.
Yeah, that is brutal. Planted in the perfect spot to be watched from the window. And too many angles simply for Legion to be able to clear them all before starting on that defuse. That was a brutally tough round. Almost brought back again by the clutch master that is on Razz, Amar. And we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the rounds turn out. That was a very, very tough round.
Team Razz not having the best time of their lives right now. However, as mentioned before, it is never too late. It is never too late until the match ends. You can still perform, you can still come back, you can still show what you are made of, and you can take some rounds off Team High Five, perhaps shake them up a little bit, and they might stop toppling like dominoes. You never know.
Definitely, and it is all to play for, because if it does come down to a draw between Razz and Bally Boys for the actual final standing of the tournament, it will come down to the to sort of the I believe the round disparity in the games, and Razz is currently winning in that round disparity, but they could extend that lead to potentially help to secure their second place spot in the event of a tie in terms of games won, drawn, and lost. They really want to be taking as many rounds as they can, no matter what. You've got to see the bigger picture in a tournament like this, where it's not just one team versus one team. You are playing 3 separate teams in a tournament like this.
You are
All right,
competing
let's see
with
this,
everyone and yourself as well. We'll see how they do against the.
A very interesting choice on Kali, yeah. Spotting this very long angle, waiting for this quick peek potentially.
Fought it back as well. That would have been juicy if it was managed to be hit.
Doc taking this fight. Grim taken out by Legion. 4v5 in Razz's favor. This is a good start for Team Razz. Ooh, is this roaming gonna be able to take him out? They are. Ash able to take out the roaming Tubarao. Bring it back to a 4v4.
Being exchanged here as round 4 commences. High Five getting a
but mute.
2 more picks from Team Razz. Equalize the match to a 2v3 with a Kali on their side. This is, I would say, quite favorable. There's a lot of typing happening, a lot of accusations, a lot of chat. Sort of slowing down the play.
Yeah, we'll see. It's brought back to the 2v2 with a down onto the Oryx there. We'll have to wait and see how this pans out. Kali, watching these long angles, a very interesting pick, one that you don't see very often. Has some very interesting anti-hard breach. The diffuser is down on the top corridor. Looks like the defenders are going to want to be protecting that.
It's changing position close to the diffuser. Could be risky, however. He's looking for any potential.
Yeah, Kali just pushing into sight. Doesn't look like anybody's going to bother to go and pick up Oryx. Still downed, and there we go, taken out. Oh, that was Legion.
That was a pick from Legion, crouching around by the hatch. Getting picked off there, not ideal. Oryx might be bleeding out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do not attempt to board the helicopter.
And the attackers are able to find the kill onto the mute, defending the defending that diffuser, and they're going to be winning that round through sheer force.
Beautiful long shot there. Again, Team Razz not seeming cohesive, not having. It's running around a bit like headless chicken, I would say. Trying their best to get any rounds here. However, Team High Five is just too sharp with their guns, too sharp with their shots, and yeah, round 5 commencing. We'll see if things to change on the on Team Razz's attack side. I doubt this. I would not bet my money on it, but again, anything is possible. It seems sort of the mental edge is on Team High Five's side as both teams exchanging a lot of messages.
Some critical words in all chat that we can't lend too much credence to. Obviously, these are the ramblings of some attempting to be pro R6 players. So you know their mental can't be that good. So moving in to round 5, we have High5 versus Razz. Razz really wanting to get some of these rounds coming in their way. 4 rounds in High5's pocket already. Some tight rounds there have been recently, and we see a mirror play. That is what I like to see. This is a fantastic, classic mirror setup. One watching the back of A site and one watching the balcony of B site. A very, very good setup to have. It's going to be tough for the attackers to be attacking directly into those. We'll have to wait and see how High5 attempts to deal with this obstacle that has been put in their way.
Team Razz defending the same site 5 times in a row, 5 times the charm perhaps, and this could be it. We will see if the mirror is utilized. Ideally here, we see the first pick by Doc here.
Yeah, taking out the Blackbeard.
Taking out one of the top fraggers on Team High5, and Ash taking a lot of damage as well, and a pick on the Buck. Good stuff for Team Razz.
A very, very good start for Team Razz. Almost a 4v2. Ash on a sliver of health. No way she's going to be getting any of that back unless a friendly Doc helped her out. But unfortunately for them, Doc is the only teammate that they have been able to take out from the Razz.
Can't pick up his little vials, vials and heal yourself up, unfortunately. That would be a very cool mechanic, actually, if you want to stick on a Doc to be able to pick up his healing gun.
Well, there we go. Ash proving that the amount of HP you have is not what counts, it's how you use it. And we are brought into a 3v2. This is terrible for Razz. They've lost all sense of their advantage here.
3v1. Inke getting a beautiful triple kill. Pushing the team to
Valkyrie
the side.
holding her own. 1v1. Oh, but
and missing the 3 with a shotgun. Of all things, quite interesting here.
That was a very, very nice try from the Valkyrie. Stuck in a terrible position, but able to bring out at least a few kills before unfortunately going down and losing the round. We have 5 rounds on High5 to 0 rounds on Razz into round 6, the last round in this half. Do we think we're going to be seeing a clean sweep from High5 here? Razz are going to really have to pull something out. They have shown that they are capable of getting some really substantial picks onto High5 when defending against them, but they're not quite able to convert that into a round win.
The last thing you're going to give an aggressive team is more confidence, because they will keep being aggressive. They will just keep coming. Team High5 not slowing down at all, not changing their pace, not changing their play, not changing their strategy. If it works, keep it coming, keep it going.
If it ain't broke, don't be fixing that.
If it ain't broke, don't be fixing it, unless unless the Caviera can be breaking it.
Cav could be very interesting. This was sort of what I wanted to see a little bit more of on Nighthaven Labs, is a roaming operator that is very stealth-based, looking to give extra intel to their teammates. And maybe the Cav is all they need to bring this back.
I'm ready for the interrogation to break down Team High5's composition here. It is using flankers sort of as a way to slow down the round is a vital strategy. However, you need to be getting your picks as well, not only just. Well,
there's Valkyrie picked off already by the ace on this long angle. This long angle has been brutal for Razz, going straight into sight, potentially utilizing a castle or something else. Ooh, good shot from Inky through the barricade as soon as he hit that Goyo mine. Sorry, the. Oh, I'm baffled.
I am baffled as well. Those are really sharp instincts. Team High5 again. Gun game up top. Here comes.
But we get an interrogation. The interrogation.
Interrogation coming over, and another pick by Team Razz, equalizing the game to a 3v3. Trying to jump off. However, Oryx getting the pick before the ace manages to get away, and it's a 2v3.
2v3. Well, I'm glad that at least we saw Cav on at least one round. And we saw the interrogation come off. We have not seen an interrogation this entire tournament. That was incredible to see.
He's placing himself in a bit of a dangerous spot. However, it could be
Ooh,
great risk. I think he is
surviving.
I think they are aware of his presence and they will be watching his leave. I don't think he can go anywhere.
After that frag, I don't know if they are going to be aware of him in this position. Hunkered down, crossing that window like there's nothing else. Oh, I must have heard the lion drop. Oh my goodness.
Perhaps.
My heart skipped a beat there. I thought it was over for Oryx. But no, he has set himself up in a very vital spot here. But Ash able to take it to a 2v2, taking out the Caveira there.
No more interrogations, 2v2. Again, round seeming quite close, just ending on Team High sides. This time,
Lion able to get the pick onto the Oryx, walking onto A site without any information being given. Oh, a couple of top shots from Alibi.
Alibi not in a great spot, being spotted. Pistols are out.
Yeah, this is the high five meme strat that we expected to see. We see a drop shot from the Alibi.
Ash with one shot trying to get the headshot.
1 HP. Oh, the quick peek comes out, and Ash is able to close out that round for high five. Razz bringing these rounds so close, but as always, the showmanship from high five cannot be understated. They are really throwing their weight around in this final match that they are playing.
It is just the confidence instilled within them, combined with the sharp shooting that they showcase every single match, that keeps them on the top of the leaderboard. Likely to be winning this tournament. Definitely be winning this tournament according to the point distribution in this tournament so far. So, yeah, what an incredible showing by them. Very much deserved, I would say. And it is unfortunate that we don't see a lot of the resistance to them, because I do think they are, as aggressive as they are very easily read book. You can easily know what they will be sort of going for. You know their strat. They're not doing anything special. They are just playing solid, fast, and aggressive. And I feel like if Team Razz or any of the teams who played against them had sort of a consistent way to slow down or abuse the fact that they are playing quite rapidly, we could see more games being dropped by high five. However, in this tournament we don't see any, because they are sort of playing the dominant strategy so far.
Definitely. If we have teams, I feel like it's easier for a team to be very good at very aggressive plays, going for frags. It's very round deciding, getting early round kills. But what we don't see enough of is teams able to really lock down sites, lock down their areas, and really prevent attackers from getting into those sites. That is a much tougher task. And as a result, you have a team like High Five that is very aggressive, very dominant, and doesn't come up against those unique kind of defensive teams very often.
Inke and Vince dancing around with the attacker as Vince losing his life, and Jacko as well joining in the fight. We saw a pick by Jack at the beginning, and a pick, two picks, and another pick by Inke. So it's a 4v3 so far. It's
a very cheeky run out from that Tuberau just there. Obviously, we're expecting High Five to be putting on a show for this final round. This potentially final round.
Going for another shot there. Jack getting a double kill, executing two opponents that come from that side. We will see if the remaining Razz players can have any other chance. This is their last round potentially in the whole tournament. Can they show off something special?
Yeah, Zero trying to get as much information as possible before going in or taking these gunfights. Decides to back up. Probably a good choice. I'm surprised that we didn't see a double run out there, but they will be taken out anyway from the Tuberau, taken out by the Twitch there. We have a 2v3 with some significant damage onto High Five's health bars. It'll be interesting to see how High five. This is an interesting angle up through the floor into the window. That is not one I have seen very commonly used. Very interesting that that is in High Five's playbook. Legion taking out by Zero.
Zero
aware that one's below.
Getting another kill. This could be the first round of the match for Team Razz. They are not done fighting back. Jack getting 2v1, getting the first pick. Zero caught off guard. Triple kill. Could be a quad as well for the Jack.
Oh,
and it is! No! This is awful!
No!
It cannot end like this. It cannot end like this.
Final round. Jack has got to be feeling good after that. Oh no!
Ice in his
teammates
veins.
not quite able to defend each other on Razz. That was a brutal final round, but you have to commend High Five for their showmanship. They really did put on a show today.
Absolutely, playing quite well. Sharp shooting, beautiful headshots all around, beautiful gameplay, beautiful team play as well. We saw it all, and getting a little memey as well for the fun of it. Why not? Turning the last few rounds into a sort of a solo queue game with a level of chaos there.
Yeah, what an incredible showing from Team High Five. I believe we might even have an interview here with one of the members from Team High Five, Trix.
Your family.
Right, hello, Trix. Right, so obviously coming off the back of of quite the victory, how are you and the boys feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it certainly felt like. Okay, well, let's start at the beginning. Let's start on labs. The first 4 rounds seemed probably the closest out of the entire match today. What happened in those 2 early rounds that you dropped to Razz?
I can't lie. We did just tell the team to do whatever they wanted to do, because we knew we had the tourney in the bag already. We had the points for the win anyway, so we didn't see a reason to strat hard.
Right, so understandable. You want to take it easy.
Do your own pushes. And if it gets too hard, we always have defense, and we can win like nearly every round on defense if we play properly.
Certainly. Okay. So what changed, or did anything change after that rehost? Obviously, dropping 2 rounds early on, not necessarily a big deal, and obviously you proved that you had the ability to bring it back. So yeah, what happened after the rehost? What turned you into such a formidable team after that? Did you say, right, boys, we've lost 2 rounds out of these first 4, we got to lock in, we got to take it down?
Nah, originally we wanted to carry on playing just for fun, but then there was quite a lot of shit talk in the Twitch chat, and the man them said, "Come on, let's lock in." So yeah, we just started stratting from then on, and then it was a pretty easy game.
You have a direct effect on the game. If you start shit talking, these boys are gonna perform. But yeah, obviously. You ended up locking out labs with quite a decisive win, 7 rounds to 3, and then Border. What can we say about Border? A fantastic showing, and we even saw towards the end of the Nighthaven labs with the Tubero doing some hurdling practice on site. We saw and felt you guys starting to really relax into it, like getting to your stride. And I think Border really showed that off. So how was the mental going into Border after locking up Nighthaven?
I mean, we once again, after we won Night Labs, we said, yeah, come on, Border, let's play for fun. And then first round, we tried to do a rush, nearly failed, to be honest.
Yeah, Razz did get you close on a couple of different rounds. They almost clutched it up, but you were able to lock them out in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it was our fault. We wanted to bait the Archives rush, and then we just went a little bit too quick on the Armory, which fucked our backstab. But
yeah, definitely bringing out the Amaru was a very, very interesting play. Obviously, if you can get enough chaos going on and you can get Amaru through the window, you can sometimes get the plant down. Was that what you were trying to do in that first round?
No, that was just terrible communication. We really wanted the diffuser to be on the Armory door, and Amaru was to rush in once we've rushed through Armory door. But as I said,
so Amaru
poor communication,
took the
bad rush. Yeah.
and into sight. So yeah, that must have been tough to realize. Wow, okay, so we've lost our Amaru and Diffuser is on site. You've basically got to just take the entire map at that point.
Mm. And yeah, and it was just we had good cams, good comms. Let us win the round easily.
Certainly. And my final question was Jack popping off at all after getting those final kills in the last round, clutching up? What was
Jack was getting all the
looked
glaze.
a little bit tough.
He was getting all the glaze.
with the whole team was hyping him up because
Yeah.
he's the self-proclaimed fragger of High Five.
I mean, he is. He's our best player. Star player.
Well, wonderful to hear that support, and thank you so much for putting on a spectacular show for the final day of this tournament. And
Thank you.
I guess an early congratulations on your first place finish, locked up.
Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Thank you for talking with us, and but don't go anywhere, folks, because we have a spectacular next game. We have Obsidian versus Bally Boys, and it is all to play for that second place spot. If Bally Boys are able to at least draw against Obsidian, then they will secure second place and win the second place prize. It is all to play for between these teams, and really the pressure is on for Bally Boys to win this next game. We are going to be taking a little bit of a break, about probably about 25-30 minutes at this point. But stay tuned. We'll be getting into the next game shortly, and it'll be one for the books. Thank you very much, everybody.